The blue light of your smartphone hits your face at 3:14 a.m. Your thumb hovers over the screen. It's shaking. Just a little. You're staring at a conversation that ended 3 days ago. You've read her last message 17 times. You're looking for a hidden meaning, a sign, a crack in the wall. You think that if you just find the right words, the perfect witty or emotional sentence, you can fix it. You think you can bridge the gap. You're wrong. Dead wrong. This isn't a romance. This is a siege. And right now, you are the one losing the castle. Pattern interrupt. Everyone tells you to reach out. Your friends say, just check in on her. The movies tell you that a grand gesture will bring her back to your arms. They are lying to you. In the modern world, attention is the only currency that matters. And by staring at that gray bubble, you are declaring bankruptcy. Every second you spend waiting for a vibration in your pocket is a second you spend as a ghost in your own life. You aren't living. You're haunting a digital graveyard. Waiting for a text is not love. Waiting for a text is not hope. Waiting for a text is a slow, agonizing surrender of your masculine soul. She ignored your worth. She chose the silence. But here is what she doesn't know. Silence is a mirror, and very soon she is going to have to look at what's left when you are no longer there to reflect her ego. But before you can use the silence, you have to understand why you're so afraid of it. You have to meet the enemy living inside your own mind. You think you're in control of your emotions? You're not. You are being farmed. In a small office in Silicon Valley, an engineer designed a code specifically to exploit the chemical weakness in your brain. Every time you pull down to refresh that feed, waiting for her name to pop up, you are triggering a dopamine loop. It's the same mechanism used in slot machines. You're not a man waiting for a partner. You're a gambler waiting for a jackpot that was rigged from the start. The enemy isn't the woman who ignored you. The enemy is your own need for validation. Validation is a drug. And right now, you are an addict. You look for validation in a text back. You look for validation in a like on your story. You look for validation in the fact that she's active now, but not talking to you. Consider this. The average person checks their phone 159 times a day. For someone being ignored, that number doubles. 318 times. 318 moments where you hand over your happiness to a piece of glass and plastic. Drip by drip. 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius sat in a tent on the edge of a battlefield and wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't talking about war. He was talking about you. He knew that if you need a woman's response to feel like a king, you are not a king. You are a subject. You are a slave to her whim. If her silence can ruin your day, she owns you. She didn't just ignore your worth. You handed it to her on a silver platter and said, "Please, tell me I'm enough." The modern trap tells you that being vulnerable means chasing. The Stoic truth tells you that being a man means being a fortress. It is not cold to choose yourself. It is not cruel to walk away. It is not toxic to protect your peace. It is sovereignty. When you stop seeking her confirmation, you stop being a variable in her life and start becoming a constant in your own. That is the moment the power dynamic shifts. Not when she texts back, but when you realize it doesn't matter if she ever does. But how do you actually execute this? How do you turn this silence from a sign of weakness into a weapon of absolute power? It starts with a concept the Romans called premeditatio malorum, and it's the reason she will eventually come knocking. Walk to your window. Look out at the horizon. Feel the weight of the air in your lungs. Now, reach into your pocket, pull out that phone, and turn it off. Not silent, not do not disturb. Off. Watch the screen go black. In that black mirror, You finally see the face of the only person who can save you. You. Most people think that to win someone back, you have to be present. You have to remind them of your existence. You have to stay on their mind. They are wrong. If you are always there, you are not a man. You are furniture. You are a background noise they've learned to ignore. Absence is not a void. Absence is a presence. Seneca, the great Stoic advisor to emperors, once wrote, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." Apply this to your modern chaos. If you are in her DMs on her Instagram stories and in her read receipts, you are everywhere. Therefore, you are nowhere. You have no value because you have no scarcity. Silence is the ultimate filter. Silence is the ultimate truth. Silence is the ultimate boundary. When you choose to be silent, you aren't just not talking. You are withdrawing the one thing she has taken for granted: your attention. Attention is a king's gift. Why are you handing it out like junk mail? Here is a psychological fact. The human brain is designed to fill in the gaps. When a song stops abruptly, your mind continues the melody. When a man who used to chase suddenly vanishes into the mist, her mind begins to create stories. At first, she will feel relief. Then, she will feel curiosity. Finally, she will feel fear. She will ask herself, is he with someone else? Is he angry? Or has he realized he's better off without me? Do not answer her. Let the question burn. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the wind, but we can adjust the sails. You cannot control if she appreciates you. You can only control if you are appreciatable. Do not explain your silence. Do not announce your departure. Do not post cryptic quotes about being hurt. A ghost doesn't leave a note. He just isn't there anymore. Think about the last 24 hours. How many minutes did you spend thinking about her? 600? 800? Now, imagine those 800 minutes invested into your bank account, your biceps, your business, your soul. That is a massive investment, a huge life-changing investment. But you've been burning that capital on a person who wouldn't even spend 5 seconds to type "hi" back to you. Stop the bleeding. Now. But silence is only half the battle. If you stay silent but remain the same weak man you were before, she will see right through the act. Silence is just the clearing of the land. Now, you have to build the fortress. You have to become what the Stoics called the unshakable man. And it starts with the 3 things you must do the moment you wake up tomorrow. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. The air in the room is cold. Your body wants the warmth of the blanket, just like your mind wants the warmth of her validation. Throw the covers off. Now, silence is just a vacuum. If you don't fill it with your own progress, the ghost of her memory will rush back in to fill the space. Most men do no contact and spend their time checking their ex's Instagram from a fake account. They stay silent, but they stay stagnant. That is not stoicism. That is a lie. That is waiting dressed up as healing. The man you were was a consumer of her attention. The man you are becoming is a producer of his own greatness. Build the body she no longer gets to touch. Build the mind she no longer gets to influence. Build the bank account she no longer gets to benefit from. Build the life that makes her ignore ants look like the biggest mistake of her decade. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery doesn't happen in a text thread. Mastery happens in the gym at 6 a.m. when the iron feels heavy and your lungs are screaming. Mastery happens at your desk at 11 p.m. when you're exhausted, but you finish the project anyway. The 90-day rule. Pause. Science tells us it takes 66 days to form a new habit, but it takes 90 days to rebuild a shattered identity. 90 days of sweat, 90 days of deep work, 90 days of brutal, uncompromising silence. By the time those 90 days are over, the man who was crying over a seen receipt will be dead. You will have buried him under the weight of your achievements. This is called sublimation, taking the raw, painful energy of rejection and turning it into the fuel for your ambition. Every time you want to check her profile, do 20 push-ups. Every time you wonder what she's doing, read 10 pages of a difficult book. Very hard, very, very hard, but very necessary. You are not moving on. You are moving up. You are moving beyond. Why? Because excellence is the only revenge that doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth. When you stop being available, you become a mystery. And in the world of human psychology, mystery is the most powerful magnet ever discovered. A Stoic man knows that his worth is a constant, not a variable. It doesn't go up when she likes him, and it doesn't go down when she leaves him. It is a fortress. The fortress does not ask for permission to exist. The fortress does not chase the wind. The fortress simply stands. And here is the terrifying truth for her. Eventually, the wind stops blowing. Eventually, she will look back. And when she does, she won't see the broken man she left behind. She will see a stranger, a man so high above her current reality that she won't even know how to speak his name. But what happens in that moment of contact? What do you do when the silence finally breaks from her end? Day 91. You're at a dinner with friends, or maybe you're just finishing a late-night workout. Your phone vibrates on the wooden table. Ping. A name flashes on the screen. The name that used to make your heart skip a beat. The name that kept you awake at 3 a.m. 3 months ago. You look at it, and you feel nothing. No rush of blood. No shaking hands. No desperate need to unlock the screen. You are different. Very different. You're no longer the ghost haunting her life. You are the architect of your own. She didn't text because she missed you. She texted because she missed the attention you used to give her for free. She felt the vacuum. She felt the silence. And it terrified her. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By not responding, you aren't being petty. You are being unlike the man who used to chase. You have occupied a space she can no longer reach. You started this video asking how to make her regret ignoring you. Here is the answer. You make her regret it by becoming a man who no longer cares if she regrets it or not. You have reclaimed your time. You have reclaimed your focus. You have reclaimed your throne. A king doesn't look back at the subjects who abandoned the castle. He keeps building the empire. The silence didn't break you. It made you. She ignored your worth. Now you've realized she was never the one who decided what it was in the first place. Go build. If you have reached this far, it means you're ready to stop being a variable and start being a constant. Comment "sovereign" below to lock in this mindset. And if you're brave enough, turn off your phone for the next 4 hours. See what happens when the world disappears.